good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you have the opportunity to press play. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a broader understanding of your generosity of giving and why you are impacting families and lives, not just for the immediate, but for the future. So let me first begin with Russell Institution of Learning and the Family Learning Pod is a stand alongside support to the family. There are many families who, when their children go to middle school, high school, their children just breeze through, or they have whatever their support structures are that help them get through those times. However, there are families who are struggling just to keep it together and assist their children to do the best that they can to get through. Our research shows that third grade students are identified where they have gaps in reading or math or not, and that by the time they get to fifth grade, the hope is that there have been interventions that reduce that gap. But again, we look from fifth grade to ninth grade, we're again attempting to narrow those gaps. And with the narrowed gaps, looking at providing graduation, resourcefulness, and resilience for those students to finish high school. However, our target audience are those families and students who, for whatever reason, have had difficulty closing the gap between third grade to fifth grade. Our students are from grades 5 through 9, and we're coming alongside the family. It's not just a student activity, but we're enrolling the entire family so that we can give parental support, coaching, negotiating with how do you deal with the students, how do you deal with the school system, maybe helping to learn how to budget, time manage, those things that will assist in the family. We're then tutoring the children in what is the area of their need, particularly math and reading, but again, confidence that they can tackle the assignments and things in front of them. Tuition is a tough subject, and I'm going to go straight to it, and yet I know that we are going to come back every month and try to give a better update for why your giving of generosity really impacts the family, and look at what is the local tuition. That guess what? Our tuition for the Family Learning Pod, remember it's the whole family, is $5,000 for a school year. And it was like, whew, that's a lot of money. And it is. However, what you and all of us need to know, it's not just about that 1 year tuition coverage and getting them to the next grade. Our hope is that a family would be involved from 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and even if they wanted to come in 9th grade in a type of coaching for themselves to be mentors for others, we're looking at a 3-4 year experience so that by the time they get to high school, we have been able to move them from a concerned level of resourcefulness. It's called levels of support within their system. And so that as they are now moving up in being able to have resilience, they become less susceptible to dropout, possible some type of addiction, some type of sexual encounters that they are seeking for self-fulfillment because they're not doing well in school, and many other possibilities, reducing the risk of suicide. Our goal is to come and not only deal with that immediate year, the $5,000 for the family, but what are we building to help them to be more resilient so that when they are in high school and they're no longer under our program, they have the skills and the talents to be able to succeed. But that's not it either. That once they are having more success, they are much higher ability to graduate from high school and graduate being comprehensive and knowing what they have learned and being able to communicate and to write and to read and do all of the things that then put them at a higher earning level. Research has shown that when you graduate from high school, you have a higher lifelong income possibility. And this doesn't mean everyone's going to college. There can be tech schools, or there may be those who are going to go into the service industry or anything that may not even require the training, but they are a higher level critical thinker, well able to communicate, and that they are in their hearts wanting to give back to their community, and they have gained character. That's the whole point of what we are building at the Family Learning Pod. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know your $5,000 or whatever you are able to generously give toward the program is not just an immediate answer to cost, but it is a long-term investment into the character, the quality of life of individuals and families. So I'm asking that, one, you have the opportunity to give monthly, and you can check the change maker, and you have several ways that you can convert your just general everyday spending. If you're using a credit card or debit card, that it automatically rounds up all of your purchases, and you can specify what's your minimum amount that you would want to give or maximum amount per month. That's helpful because guess what? You know it. We know it. Bills come due monthly. And so you would wind up, again, getting documentation that you are able to use this as tax deductible. The other is gravity, where if you have a larger gift, let's say I decide I am sponsoring a family, $5,000, and you want to give that, that's an easier way to be able to give a larger gift. We're looking at families or individuals that have possibly even your children have graduated, or you have an organization or a business, and you realize that you want to contribute to the quality of those who are coming out of school and going to be in your sphere of influence as employees, and you want to invest in our future. There may be churches that you have a family that at this point, you know what, we're going to go ahead and we're going to sponsor a family, and we're going to pay their $5,000 and get them enrolled in the program. And there may be other community organizations that just realize the value of what's going on through the Family Learning Pod in rebuilding the culture, the community, everything that we know is lacking at this time. It is our opportunity to invest into not just the moment, but into our future. So I thank you for listening. I pray that you will hear God speak to your heart about generosity of giving, that for us who have, let's give, because many of these families at this time don't have the extra income, but they need the help. And so I pray that God will lay that upon your heart. Thank you again. God bless you.